Well, the United States has imposed new sanctions on Venezuela in an attempt to further isolate the regime of Nicolas Maduro. President Trump has signed a new executive order that is aimed at restricting Venezuela's access to U.S. debt and equity markets. And also, according to the White House, the new sanctions will put pressure on President Maduro's dictatorship to halt its tyranny. Now, a statement has been released by the White House which states, and I quote, "These measures are carefully calibrated to deny the Maduro dictatorship a critical source of financing to maintain its illegitimate rule, protect the United States financial system from complicity in Venezuela's corruption and in the impoverishment of the Venezuelan people." Now, the new order is seen as a part of the U.S. efforts to isolate Maduro and senior officials in his government as a punishment for what the Trump administration sees as their role in undermining democracy in the oil-rich country of South America. So it is yet another bid by the United States to try and export democracy into another oil-rich nation.
Message for the people of Venezuela, and it's a strong message to Maduro. We are not going to tolerate the dictatorship he's trying to create, and we're not going to respect the sham assembly. And so at this point, we felt like because we're not seeing any progress towards lifting up the Venezuelan people, and we see more of the power grab that Maduro is trying to do, the sanctions were another option to send him a message.
However, the National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster has denied any military actions or plans by the United States on Venezuela. Now, McMaster's denial comes just days after Trump had said that the U.S. administration is mulling over military actions against the Maduro regime if it was necessary.
But obviously, any decision would be in conjunction with our partners in the region, and no military actions are anticipated in the near future. But what the president asked us to do is, he said, look how this could evolve in the future and provide a broad range of, as we always do, integrated options for the president.
Meanwhile, the Maduro government has slammed the U.S. administration for imposing sanctions. Now, President Maduro has called the sanctions as nothing but a start of a special plan of response and of action to defend the economy.
Donald Trump ha decretado el cierre de Citgo porque le impide a Citgo cualquier funcionamiento financiero.
Earlier, the Venezuelan Foreign Minister George Ariadza had urged the United Nations to respond against the U.S. sanctions on the Latin American country. It's called the recent sanctions as a threat from Washington.
Estamos en la casa de las leyes, del derecho internacional, de los principios elementales de la Carta de las Naciones Unidas, del respeto a la soberanía de los pueblos, de la no injerencia, de la no intromisión. Y no puede Naciones Unidas, y se lo decíamos a su secretario general, quedarse de brazos cruzados y no condenar estas acciones. Nosotros, no solo al secretario general, también a la Asamblea General de Naciones Unidas, le solicitaremos tomar posición sobre estas amenazas insólitas, anacrónicas, hostiles, inamistosas, que nosotros no podemos aceptar bajo ningún respecto.